Hello and welcome to Special People, Extraordinary Times. This is our ongoing series from the Andrew Nininger State Veterans Home. And today we're here with Mort Haase, who was in the Army toward the end of the Second World War. Good morning, Mort.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
Yes, you are. And so you were drafted right out of high school.
Right out of high school, they drafted me. I think I had 1 month of free time, then they drafted me.
Yeah, but you didn't have such a bad time in the Army.
No, matter of fact, I had a good time in the Army.
Well, you know, it was the end of the war. All the boys were coming home already.
Well, it was the tail end of the war. The war was still on, but it was just about over.
Yeah. So what did you do in the Army?
Actually, I was a clerk typist, and I was 40 miles from home, and I never even had basic training till I was in for a year. Strange as it seems, I'd be placed to whack.
So you were in the typing pool with a bunch of ladies.
Right.
Not bad.
That was good.
Not bad for a young boy.
No. And
then you had another wonderful job. What did you do?
I was a bugler. we didn't even have to blow the bugle. We had a record for reveille.
That's amazing. So you didn't even have to get up early in the morning to blow the bugle.
No, we didn't. It was always somebody else's turn to turn the record on. And we could go back to bed and sleep.
But you were in the drum and bugle corps.
Yeah.
So what did you do?
We just paraded.
You paraded.
Yeah.
Did you play the bugle before you went into the
No,
Army?
I never did. Never learned how. Even then, I still don't know how to play the bugle.
Well, you must have gotten away with it somehow.
All they told me was hold it to your lips and make believe you're playing. And that's what I did. I wanted to carry the bass drum, but that was somebody else's job. Then they said, if you want, we can give you the cymbals. And just when the bass drum hits, you clank. And I did. And I got everybody out of step because I clanked too late after they hit the bass drum. But that's the way it goes.
So you ended up with a bugle.
Yeah.
And you have great memories of the people you met and
oh yes, of course.
You were in for how long?
I was in for about a year and a half, 18 months. I was discharged at the convenience of the government because the war was over, and for the duration plus 6, that's what I was drafted for, duration plus 6.
6 months.
6 months, yeah.
Well, you know what? Somebody had to have an easy time of it, and I'm glad it was you.
Yeah.
I bet your parents were glad it was you.
Well, I used to go home and give my mother all the ration stamps because she needed the stamps, and since I was in uniform, I can go in, and they gave me ration stamps. I used to give them to my mother so she would have food to cook.
You know what? In case people weren't around then, and they don't realize what ration stamps were.
Yeah. Well, ration stamps, everybody was limited to certain...
Everybody had a book.
Yeah, they had a ration book. Gasoline, food, clothing, whatever. Everybody had a book. And you picked the stamps out for what you needed, like gas. You had
butter, coffee.
Yeah, all that. And my mother was kosher, so it was very difficult for her because she didn't have the stamps. So I used to go, when I came home, I gave her the stamps. And she was happy about that. I was home so often, she was going to start charging me board again. But that's the way it was in those days. It seems like just a long time ago.
Well, it is a long time ago.
Yeah.
It is.
Over 45, and yeah, sure. It's a long time.
Yeah. So the war is over a long time, but the memories are still there.
Yeah. You don't forget those things.
No. Or the friends that you made.
No, no, you don't.
And now you're making new friends here.
Yes. Well, everybody here is a veteran. Everybody has a story.
Right.
When I tell people, they don't hardly believe me. I never made a bed. German prisoners used to make our beds.
The German prisoners of war used to make your beds for you?
And clean the barracks.
And clean the barracks.
The Italian prisoners were okay. They had to run the camp. They could do whatever they planted, vegetables and whatever. But the German prisoners, they were different breed.
Yeah. Yeah.
They watched them very carefully.
Yeah. So that's what the camp was that you were in.
It was in Fort Devon. It was an induction center and a prisoner of war center, both.
Right. So, even though you didn't meet the enemy soldiers on the battlefield,
no.
you sure met them
Yeah.
day to day.
Yeah, we saw them. The funny part about it was we asked them what they thought about American women, and they said too much rouge. Too
much makeup.
Too much makeup. They didn't like that.
Could you communicate with them?
Yeah.
They spoke English?
Some did. Not all of them. Some spoke English. And those that could speak English, we spoke to, and we conversed with them. And we asked them about Hitler. That was a no-no.
Oh, you
They
were?
they wouldn't talk about that. That was verboten, as they say.
Yeah.
And,
I can understand that.
Yeah. And there was always, every now and then, they called a prisoner out. He was dead. I don't know what it was between them in their camp, but they had their problems too. Yeah, that's war.
But-
It's all over, and I'm glad I really didn't have to kill anybody.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure. Mort, it was a pleasure to meet you.
Okay, thank you.
And
It was a
thank
pleasure
you very
talking
much.
to you.
It was
Okay.
a pleasure to talk to you.
Okay, very good. Thank you kindly.
For OCTV, I'm Elaine Kuhlman, and thank you for joining us for Special People Extraordinary Times with Mort Haase.